Let's get it. Today's video is all about Chainlink. We're going to be talking about some major news that just came out yesterday. We will also be taking a look at how I think Chainlink is super undervalued right now and take a look at price predictions for this bull run. Let's go. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Cabin. My name is Tom, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a few articles all talking about Chainlink partnering with the Associated Press. We will also take a quick look at why and how I think Chainlink is undervalued, and then we will take a quick look at price predictions for Chainlink this bull cycle. So without any further ado, let's jump right in here. Chainlink is partnering with the Associated Press, as the Associated Press will serve as a Chainlink data source. So what does this mean? In order to do so, the Associated Press, or AP, will run its own Chainlink node, which will allow it to securely provide data to the network. Through cryptographic signatures, users who buy access to that data will be able to verify that that data is authentically from the Associated Press. So why is the Associated Press such a big deal? Well, first of all, the Associated Press is a 175-year-old news agency that has been around for a long time in the United States. I think at this point has a lot of trust built up in it, and so any information coming from the Associated Press is deemed as more credible and more trustworthy. So the data that is coming from here will be used for elections and sports data. They will also be adding some macroeconomic feeds onto the blockchain. So the partnership was announced on yesterday, depending on when you're watching this video, but at the time of recording, it was yesterday, Thursday, October 21st. So this is another example of an iconic mainstream brand embracing blockchain technology. So a 175-year-old company changing with the times, embracing blockchain technology. I think that is super good for the Associated Press as well. Obviously, they are changing as times are changing. If you've been around for 175 years, you've likely made a lot of changes along the way to change your model and stuff like that. So this is another big step forward. Basically, the director says that they view blockchain as an entirely new economy. And as a new economy, it needs a lot of inputs and a lot of trust and a lot of collaboration. What we see now is adoption going berserk, and blockchain being adopted in half the time that the internet took for it to reach 1 billion users. The Associated Press will be bringing on-chain things like GDP, numbers of unemployment rate, the CPI or Consumer Price Index, and numbers with other bits of trusted data from AP that will publish to their node. They're running their own node, and so that their developers will have access to that. Sports is another area, not just scores, but also fast-breaking player reports, transactions, injuries, and stuff like that. So I know a lot of people make money betting on sports, or you can bet on almost anything in sports right now. And so having access to this instant data from a credible source very quickly is going to help out a lot of people with their wagers and bets and stuff like that. Another thing they're going to be doing is working with elections and non-fungible tokens. And the key part here is that by them working with Chainlink, it's going to allow them to be compatible with any blockchain. Its primary reason for the shift to blockchain was, of course, trust in the on-chain data it provides, and that would be publicly accessible, safe, and a secure record of verified information. Like I said, that comes directly from AP, a trusted source in the space. So crypto and blockchain technology is coming mainstream, and Chainlink is partnering with, it seems like, everything. So when we come and we take a look at the Chainlink ecosystem, you can do this on your own. It's chainlinkecosystem.com. When you click on that first page there, here we are able to see every single partnership, collaboration, integration, all in one place that Chainlink has, which is a lot. In total, 881. It seems like almost anything to do with blockchain has a Chainlink integration, as they are taking information from off-chain and putting it on-chain. That's kind of what Chainlink's whole deal is. And as you can see, the partnerships, collaborations, and integrations have been steadily increasing over the last few years. So in 2017, there was 2. 2018, there was 21. 2019, 103, and so on and so forth. To this year, 2021, there's been 512 new partnerships, collaborations, and integrations so far. So Chainlink is expanding rapidly, and I think this is still an extremely undervalued here's why I think that Chainlink is undervalued. So since back here in 2018, we have been trending upwards in this upward sloping channel. This is on the log chart, by the way. We have been within this channel for the majority of the time, starting from the bottom, coming to the top, bottom, top, bottom, coming up a little bit, and we are still hanging out here at the bottom. So in accordance to this channel, we are undervalued and I believe have a lot of room to run. This yellow box up here is my price target area for this coming bull cycle. As you can see, it is lining up with January of 2022. If the cycles play out the way that they have before, typically peaking out, Bitcoin peaking out in December, and then altcoins running for a little bit longer than that, about a month after that, we would see Chainlink and other top altcoins peaking out in January. But we need to see how the whole cycle plays out. This is just the current model and how it has happened in the past. Another reason why I think Chainlink is undervalued is when we take a look at the link to Bitcoin chart. We have this horizontal line of support here right at around 0.00038, and we have come down and touched that multiple times. It was resistance before, once, twice, and then broke through, came back down to retest it, and then we shot way up, and it has now held as support once, twice. So what we could potentially be looking at here is, it's not a very beautiful W, but we could be looking at potentially something like that if we are able to come up and through this level here, which is right around 0.00098 or right around 0.001. This is comparing Chainlink's price to Bitcoin's price, but we are kind of around this bottom horizontal support level here where we have gotten a bounce, so I can see Chainlink coming back up even compared to Bitcoin, not only compared to the US dollar. Now, price predictions. I have been making a few really short videos on TikTok saying what my price predictions are for this bull cycle, and they maybe seem random, but I assure you they are not. Where we are now is actually, I think, in a very good position and a great time to start to make some sort of price predictions. Anytime before this, it's really, really hard because I think people are, you can pull numbers from anywhere really, but now we've had a big run up, we've had a big retracement, and so using our fib extensions is a lot more accurate, or it has the potential to be a lot more accurate in my opinion, and they have been accurate many, many times before. So that is what I have been using to make these price predictions. So I'll show you what I mean here. In order to do a fib extension, we go from the start of the impulse, this would be called an impulse, from the bottom all the way up to the top, and then we take it back to the lowest retracement level. So we'd go up to the top and then come back down to the first retracement. So there we are. And when we see this, we see where we ran into resistance on the next big run up, right at the 3.618. Okay? So there's that. That's the first one. Let's do another one. Here is the bottom, start of the next impulse, ran up to the top, and then we had the bottom of the retracement there, and we ran into resistance right at the 2.618 fib level. So that is for a couple different examples. Typically, when we look at Fibonacci extensions in bull runs, this happens to the vast majority of the coins that I have looked at so far. It's really fun playing around with this actually. Is we meet resistance at the 1.618, 2.618, or 3.618. So that is where most of these numbers are coming from, and the majority of the time in a parabolic run, it's getting closer to the 2.618 or the 3.618. And if history is any indication of what is to come, the most parabolic move comes at the end. So let's take a look at this from more of a macro sense and take a look at where Chainlink is going. So this little box up here, like I said, is happening around in January. The bottom of the box is, this is just an estimate for where I think it is going to go, between 135 and at the very top. If we do come up to reach the top of this channel, we could see about $185 or $190 Chainlink if we come up to meet that target. But it's not only that spot on the chart that I am looking at here. We have this bottom here. Let's take it from here. So this was the March crash up to the very peak of the first big run up, and then we've had this first big retracement here down to about $13.50. This was back in July, that big retracement where everything was down almost 50%. And look at where the 2.618 lines up. Right kind of in the middle of that box. So with this, I could see Chainlink getting up to, there it is, $147 roughly. That would be running into the 2.618. Like I said, usually in a parabolic bull run, we get up to the 2.618, potentially the 3.618. So looking at that, we could potentially see $147 to $198 Chainlink. So there you have it, team. There is some extremely bullish news for Chainlink, and there is my bullish outlook for the rest of this bull cycle, heading into the rest of Q4 of 2021 into potentially Q1 of 2022. If you got some value out of this video, please scroll on down, leave a like, leave a comment, and then hit the subscribe button and select all so you get notified for when I post these new videos. And if you stuck around all the way to the end, thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you next time on the next episode from the Crypto Cabin. Let's get it.